welcome to this Tailor-Made Life with Melissa. I'm Melissa Taylor, and this is my kitchen, and welcome. I am just cleaning up still from Thanksgiving, and it's kind of a longer process when you try to preserve things. So I'm going to show you, I just got done cleaning my roaster just so that I can put more stuff in it. But I am going to show you what I do with the leftover broth and turkey to make it shelf stable. So let's do it. Just clean up a bit, and then we will get started on pressure canning the turkey. I like to make sure that everything is cleanish before I start canning. So I did also, one of the things that I did do already is I have made myself some turkey tetrazzini with leftover turkey, and I also made a, as my own little recipe, I made I had a bunch of leftover mashed potatoes, and they were kind of runny. My son and I were experimenting with the recipe, and it was good. It just was, they were a little bit runny. So anyway, so we had this runny kind of mashed potatoes, which was more like a soup, really. And so I was like, okay, if I add turkey, the turkey is kind of dry, so that will kind of soak up that, the wetness. And then I was like, you know what would be really good? I should put green beans in this. So I put green beans into, basically they were garlic mashed potatoes with a little bit of cheese in them. And so I made the mashed potatoes kind of like the soup base, added turkey breast, a can of green beans drained, and then I warmed it up, added a little bit, it actually needed a little bit more milk added to it. So I had like this baked potato, green bean, turkey soup, thick potato soup. I had some of those green bean onions left over, and so I put those on the top, and it was delicious. I had that for lunch today. It was great. Got the kitchen clean-ish. Let me show you what I'm going to do with the turkey. Okay, so this is what I have left of my turkey. And so I think this is going to fit into 4 jars. But let's see. Now also, this is all the turkey broth that I did as well. And we may need some of this to top this off. So first, I want to make sure I have white meat and dark meat in all of these. So I am going to start cutting up the white meat. And see how far that gets us. So, and honestly, I'm not cutting it up into really tiny chunks because I don't want it to fall apart. So I'm just cutting it up so that I can get it in the jars fairly easily. And I've already taken the bones and the skin off of all of this. So we're going to need another one. And this is already cooked, so I'm not concerned about it needing to cook. Okay, now we got the dark meat. Oops, there's a bone. So I think we're going to have enough dark meat to take some of this white meat out of these. And I like having the light and the dark both. This one kind of is a hodgepodge. But I like having the light and the dark both because this kind of gives it more of a... The dark meat gives it, I think, more flavor, more fat. So I like them both in here. Tried to equally distribute it all. Okay. So for me, this is going to be another 6 meals. Okay. Let me wash my hands. So this, I'm pouring the water in, and I always put a splash of vinegar in, and this keeps the just white distilled vinegar. And this keeps the water, the mineral deposits from sticking to the glasses. So the outcome, the final product is really much prettier. And then I need some more water. So you always want to make sure that you have enough water in your pressure canner so that it doesn't dry out, because you can ruin your pressure canner that way. So what I recommend is that you look at what your pressure canner recommends for how much water should be in the bottom of your pressure canner. I think mine said 2 inches. Some people say liters. So just look at your pressure canner manual and find out how much water should be in the bottom of your pressure canner. It's the best way to do it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, so the ball canning book says to leave 1-inch headspace, so we're going to do that. But with cooked chicken, you do need to put broth on it. If it was raw, we wouldn't need to. But with the cooked chicken, it can get too dry. So we're going to put leftover chicken or turkey broth, I think. Yes. Yes. I'm debating if I'm going to put veggie broth, but no. So I'm going to put turkey broth that I already canned over or in the jars. Okay, so this is the leftover turkey. This is after turkey dinner with my boys, and I've had 4 meals with turkey in them. So it's not too bad. Okay, so I've got a little bit. Oh, you guys, I also found this gadget. It is awesome. I will list it in the description. It makes getting the lids off pressure canned or off your cans so easy. Watch this. And it did not destroy this lid at all. So awesome. I will link that in the description because it is worth its price in gold. Now, also had a little bit of broth that I put in the fridge because it wasn't enough to get into my can or my jars. But first, I want to take the grease off the top of that. Put it in this can. Okay. Perfect. So let's start. What I'd like to do is oh, look at how jelly that is. It's so good. And this isn't fat. This is just broth that is cold. It's just cold broth. Okay, so these are not 1-inch headspace filled because I knew I was going to run out of broth. So I'm going to go get filtered water to top it off. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to bubble it, get all the bubbles out here that we can. And then also checking on this to make sure that it's going to create a good seal. So we just need to fill just a little bit of liquid to come up to where the meat already is. And then we're going to wipe off. Make sure we get all of the, make sure we get all of the grease off so that we get a good tight seal. And then we just double check and make sure that we don't have any cracks. And I always kind of check here too to make sure that there aren't any damaged parts of that. And then we just finger tight close it. And we move on to the next one. Okay, so let's get all the bubbles, air bubbles out of here. Okay. And that's 1 inch. Okay, we're at 1 inch. Clean it off. Check it. We're good. Finger tight. So you'll see that it settles when we use any kind of bubbling tool. And we add water to it. Just a little to bring it up to this right here. Then we clean it off with the vinegar and we put a lid on. And a ring, fingertip tight, and then this is our last one. Clean it off. Check to make sure. Okay. Okay. We're going to load up the canner. Here we go. So we're going to load these in. We've got cold water, cold chicken, and cold jars. And we are going to bring them all up to heat at the same time. Okay. There we go. So this is the ring that goes inside the pressure canner. And you always want to take a look at it, make sure there's no cuts, there's not any wear in any place. Okay, and that it's clean and not sticky. And then you also want to make sure that you can see through right here. So this is where this is the air vent, and you always want to make sure that you can see through this. Let me get my light so you can see it. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. Okay, so then we just put once we made sure that this is clear, that this is movable, and we just put this in, just like that. And we check our water's good, and then we put our lid on, and we line it up. So there's a line up right here. We line it up. So we want to make sure that we have our weight ready. And this is my weight. Okay, so this is how my weight comes. Now, I live in an elevation where this is, okay, so this is 5 pounds, this is 10 pounds, and that's 15 pounds. The elevation where I live, this is all I need, okay? I just need the 10 pounds. So we're gonna keep this over here, waiting. Okay, so we started the stove, and now we're gonna wait until this starts to vent, okay? You'll be able to see it venting. Once it starts to vent and it's got a stream that comes up, then we'll set the timer for 10 minutes. Show you. I don't know if you can tell on this glass how milky it is. I don't know if you can tell. That's what happens when you don't put vinegar in your pressure canner or your water bath canner. It looks milky. Okay, we've got the Berkey filled up. We've got the counter cleaned off. Okay, so now that these are cool, we always want to wash off the outside, and I've got warm water and some vinegar to cut the grease on here. Make sure that these are clean and that the lids are tight. Okay. These These were lids that I got free at the Indiana Homesteaders Conference, and they did really well too. They're Denali canning, and they did really good. Are they all sealed? So I've never heard of them. I don't know where they're made, but I was given them for free, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth on that one. Okay, and then we always want to label. Now they can go in the pantry. Okay, there we go. Now let's set the timer for 10 minutes. We let this come up to 10 pounds of pressure, and then we will set the timer for pint jars, boneless, 75 minutes. Okay, so now we are up to 10 pounds of pressure. See it right there? And this is moving, so we set our timer for 75 minutes.
Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining me today. Look at what we accomplished. We got 6 pints of turkey left over for 6 meals in the future. So remember to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.